For our last presentation, Dr. Renda, would you like to present your student?
Sure. Yes, hi everybody. My name is Dr. Renee Renda, and I've been the faculty advisor for Donna Perez. Donna is a first-year graduate student in the Applied Behavior Analysis program, and I'm excited for her to share a rather fun project that she's been working on. So, without further ado.
Hi. Okay, so my presentation is a rat plays cornhole. Is it magic or science? So if it is science, what kind of science could it be? Well, it's behavior analysis, which is the study of all human and animal behavior and is the basis of how we learn. Where can you use behavior analysis? You can use it with children who have intellectual and developmental disabilities, and autism with applied behavior analysis therapy to increase communication skills, and also within the school setting to increase behaviors such as raising your hand whenever it's your turn to ask, whenever you need to have a question. And also within geriatric populations to increase medication taking behaviors, in businesses to increase productivity, and then also with substance use disorders to increase drug abstinence, and then with animal training, which in animal training can be used to teach new behaviors. One procedure used to teach new behaviors is called shaping. So shaping is rewarding steps to a more complex behavior and not rewarding steps that have already been learned. So the reward is also called a reinforcer, and it is rewarding an organism getting closer and closer to what you want them to do. So we have Gus here, and his goal today is to get to the cornhole board. So we usually will watch him, and if he gets closer to the cornhole board, if he makes a step to get closer to the cornhole board, we will reward that behavior with a piece of cheese. So we give it to him, we do that over and over again until it's produced reliably, and then we may see that he goes further towards the cornhole board. And if we see that, we'll reward him with another piece of cheese while not rewarding the past behavior that he has exhibited. So, and we'll repeat that process until he gets to the cornhole board, and then we'll reward him for only going to the cornhole board after that. So shaping is very complex, and it's a process that can be time consuming. It's not something that happens in one day or one afternoon. It involves making sure that the reward immediately follows each step of the behavior, and the reward is worth working for. So when you're working with a rat like Gus, you want to make sure it's something he likes, like a piece of cheese. So, and then you also want to, with shaping, you also want to make sure that the steps towards that behavior are small enough that they can be achieved. You don't want we don't expect him to go straight to the cornhole board without being taught to get to the cornhole board. So this shaping procedure specifically is commonly used in animal training. It can be used in dog training to teach obedience, and it can be used at SeaWorld to teach whales attending behavior, to attend to their trainers whenever it's time for them to do tricks. And it can also be used to train African pouch rats to detect tuberculosis and detect landmines. And it's also been used in dolphin training as well as in zoos to help teach the animals to comply with whatever they need done, such as medical procedures. It teaches them to, if you need an elephant to hold his foot up, you can use shaping to do that behavior. We learn shaping, the shaping procedure in a class called Principles of Behavior Analysis, and with that class, we also get to participate in the rat lab. So the rat lab is also called the Behavior Analytic Rodent Research Lab, and this is in this lab we get a chance to apply what we learn in class. And that class in this lab is usually done in undergrad. And in here we get to use shaping to teach various behaviors. So when I was in this class, I taught my rat how to spin in circles, counterclockwise and clockwise. It was really fun. And then as a graduate student, I decided to take it a little bit further, and I taught a rat to play cornhole. So why did we choose cornhole? We chose cornhole because in 2019, two JSU students won the National Cornhole Championship, and then also in 2021, JSU held the cornhole, the state cornhole championship. So with rack cornhole, I used a sugar pellet as a reward. So it's very small grains of sugar that's just compressed into this one pellet. It's very tasty for the rats. And I also did clicker training. So with clicker training, you use this device to signal that a reward is coming for the animal. So it's done through the animal will exhibit the behavior you want it to exhibit, and you'll click the clicker. And as soon as you click it, you also give them the reward. So that way they'll learn that the click is a signal for that specific reward. So with the rat cornhole, the steps that I chose to do, the first step that I would reward is the rat going to the ball, to the ball, and then I would reward him like touching the ball or like sniffing around it, putting his nose to it. And then I would reward him by picking up the ball and carrying it to the board. And then the rat picking up the ball, and then the rat picking up with his mouth. And then eventually the rat putting the ball into the cornhole board. So he would make a score. So this is some data that I took with that's the rate of scores per minute. So this is how often he would exhibit the behavior within a certain amount of minutes. And he started exhibiting the target behavior in October, and it's been slowly increasing as we've been going. And my last session was yesterday. So. And here is a video of him playing cornhole. And while I'm playing this video, I'm going to get him set up so we can demonstrate, have a live demonstration. These are the little sugar pellets that we use. They're very tiny. And sometimes it takes him a minute to get adjusted to his chamber. It's his new environment. Do it. Thank you for being patient.
Is there any chance that if he becomes the next cornhole champion that we will change the mascot?
Great. That's
Does
great.
anybody have any questions?
It's fascinating.
Oh, well, I was just gonna ask, is it always to the one side or will it be either
Yes,
side?
right now he's only trained to just this
Okay.
Okay.
board. But eventually I hope to train him to the other one as well.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what the next step is, and if you foresee taking this research beyond rats, and, I guess what have you learned from this, aside from it's possible to train rats?
Oh, well, I've learned that this specific shaping procedure is very time consuming. We also use this in applied behavior analysis clinics to teach children how to say like different words as well. And that can be also, I've seen that can be very time consuming as well. But, okay, so I hope that we can find other things to do with as well.
So is it science or is it not?
I'm sure it probably seems that magic would be a lot easier.
Yeah. Yes.
Was this the first time in front of an audience or you been doing this in front of an
This is the first time he's done this specific behavior in like a large audience, but he has done it in like small groups of like students during, just coming through.
Could just be nerves.
comments.
Yeah, there it goes. Very impressive.
That's really, that's very cool. Very
Okay, well, are there any other questions for our speaker? Because I'm sure you want to go hang out with this rat.
Y'all can come up and see him up close.
Yeah. This is our last presentation for the morning, so you guys, we're adjourned.